Hi Nightbirds, it's Brookie with Nightbird Tarot. Thanks for joining me. This is a tutorial on how to charge full moon water. We come into a full moon in the sign of Taurus. Today is October 24th, Wednesday, and I wanted to show you a very simple, easy way on how to charge full moon water or lunar water. So the water is basically charged with lunar energies or lunar potency overnight. And it's very good in terms of any type of magical benefit or magical use to use in your spell work. This also can be water to wash down your altar. You can dress your amulets or talismans with this water. You can also drink this water. You can also use it as an offering to spirit or your ancestors that you work with. So basically, full moon water is a tool. It's a magical tool. You can also water your plants with it as well. So it has the lunar potency of the full moon and the benefits of healing benefits. It can also, especially depending on what sign the moon is in, it can also reap those benefits as well. So it can also be used as a holy water or a blessing water in your workings. So the full moon in Taurus is very much centered upon finances. It's also very much centered upon renewal and relationships, a focus on hard work and practicality. So the items that you will need for this is a jar of some kind. You can use a glass jar. I have a ball mason jar because I want to really get a lot of the water to sustain my workings until the next full moon cycle. You can use a bottle. You can use a plastic bottle. It just depends on your needs. You can also use sea salt or salt as a cleanser and a purifier in the water as well. Also, it serves as protection. You can also use a quartz crystal, or I have a piece of celianite that I'm going to use as well. And of course, the main ingredient of them all is water. Preferably not tap water, especially if you live in an area where you have really hard water or limestone water. Preferably you want to use filtered, distilled, or even better, spring water. So this is what you need. Also, I have a piece of Palo Santo. You can also use sage, or you can use Florida water. I purchased this from Primitive Roots Conjure. She's on YouTube, to cleanse the jar after you bring the jar in overnight. So the first thing you want to do is make sure that your jar or your plastic bottle or your plastic container or glass container is thoroughly washed, or preferably even gone through the dishwasher to make sure that it's clean, especially if you're going to drink this water. If you're going to drink this water, you do not have to use salt. That's optional, okay? And if you do drink this water, the most safest stone to use that will not hurt you in any type of way is a crystal. Now, I have wax remnants on this quartz crystal. I'm going to still place it in there because I'm not going to drink this water. And I'm also adding a piece of celianite. And I'm also not going to drink this water because celianite is very soft and it may also break apart in the water. Celianite is ruled by the moon. It's the goddess of Selena or Selene. It's also attributed to angelic energies, and it's also attributed to the angels. So I'm going to be using celianite and quartz crystal. Quartz crystal paired with another stone, of course you may know this, really amplifies the stone that it's paired with. So it has like a memory bank So both of these stones at the same time will be charged and amplified by the full moon, and so will the water. So I'm going to place these stones into the jar. This might be a little loud. And so you want to place your stones into the jar. That was super loud. And then I'm going to place some salt atop of the stones. Of course, the salt will not stick to the stones. It'll wash away. And then the next part is adding your water into your jar. You can also, if you want, you could add essential oils. You could also add some herbs to it as well, just depending on what your intentions are. The main ingredient really is your intention, also backed up or fueled by the full moon's lunar energies. So this is a magical tool. So beforehand, before you take it outside, and if you live in an apartment building where you don't have access to a yard, you make sure to put this on either your patio if you have one, or your windowsill, to make sure that you are getting it in the moon's light or the moon's rays. So I went ahead and poured in more water into my jar, and you can see that the crystals are down in the bottom, and I don't know if you can see the salt that's at the bottom as well. So the crystal basically absorbs the lunar energies, and it's a catalyst, so it amplifies the magical benefits to use the water, okay? And the water will be charged magically with lunar potency under the full moon. So anytime that you're working, you always want to infuse your intention into your spell work or into any type of tool that you're using, because it's your energy, it's your power, it's your intention that is going into the working. So your own energy will affect the water, and so make sure beforehand you do some kind of prayer. You could do grounding and centering. You could meditate beforehand. You could even write an intention. I wouldn't put it in the jar. Maybe tape it to the jar or place it underneath the jar. Outside, you could do this as well when you bring it inside. Okay, so this is essentially going to be a magical tool for you to use at any time. You can also keep this and reuse it again. You may want to label it Full Moon in Taurus or Taurus Full Moon Water. And who knows, maybe you could do, each sign over over a period of a year and have all the different signs. So the full moon is very essential, especially in terms of using it in your magical working. So the full moon is about bringing in abundance. The full moon is about attraction. The full moon is where the goddess or goddess feminine energies are very high or very amplified. And the full moon is not where you banish something. It's not to remove anything that's negative. It's to bring forth. It's to bring in. It's a period of healing. It's a period of renewal. It's a period of abundance under the full moon. So beforehand, something that I like to say as an intention, and you can write this down, is full moon, please charge this water with abundance, prosperity, healing, and happiness. Or you can list it whatever your intentions are. Full moon, please charge this water with protection. Full moon, please charge this water with financial stability. Full moon, please charge this water with healing properties. So whatever your intentions are is going to go into the water itself. So leave it out under night under night. Leave it out overnight under the full moon. Try to get it in the full moon's light or rays. And if you can remember, try to bring this in before the sun rises. Okay, that following morning. And when you bring it in, and I would also do this beforehand as well, not only wash your jar, but either smudge it with incense, sage if you prefer, Palo Santo, rub it down with Florida water, or just a nice hot wash. When you bring it in, you want to then, once again, smudge your container. So I'm using Palo Santo, which I really like using this. And if you don't know what Palo Santo is, I'm sure there's plenty of videos on YouTube. You can Google it. I'll write down what the meaning is down below. It's a wood. It's a holy wood. Very much originates from South America, but I use this a lot to really kind of purify the space and cleanse the space. And so you just want to take your smudging tool, if you have one. You don't have to do this. This is optional. And you want to smudge the container. So you can go clockwise. You don't want to necessarily go counterclockwise because that may remove the energies and intention. You want to go counterclockwise around your jar, underneath your jar. You can hold it like this. Okay. If you want, you can also rub it down with Florida water, or if you have any type of oil that you want to use, just take some of this on a cotton swab or ball and just rub down the sides. Okay. And place it on your altar, place it on your magical table. If you want to really activate the water, you could place a tea light on top if you'd like. You can also, once again, place your petition or tape your petition to the bottle. But the intention is already in there because you've put it in there beforehand, before taking it outside to place it under the full moon. So this is a magical tool, very inexpensive magical tool to use. You're using your own energy coupled with the lunar energies coming from the full moon. And it's also very good to research the full moon in that sign during that full moon cycle, so you better understand what that full moon in that sign is capable of, okay? So always make sure of that as well. So this can be used in many various ways, but it's like a blessing water to use in your magical workings. So happy full moon. I'm sending everybody many, many blessings under this full moon in Taurus. Thank you so much for watching. Please share, comment, subscribe. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave those below as well. And have a blessed full moon, and I'll speak to you soon.